Hi there, I was talking about conflict and it cut me off. Whoops. Okay. What I started to say is, for some of us, we don't have to be in the conflict ourselves, but just being around conflict, other people's raised voices, other people fighting, jacks up our adrenal system. Okay, makes us really anxious. In fact, sometimes even watching it on TV, we just can't manage it well. Okay, and it brings us back to old survivor behavior. Okay, so warning signs of addicted behavior. Ann Wilson Schaaf, saying or doing something dishonest. For a lot of us, we're a big fan of white lies, not telling the whole thing, weighing, telling you just the parts that I think you can handle, holding back information until a later time. A lot of scheming and plotting around giving information based on the way we want to make you hear it. That creates a lot of dishonesty. Talking about significant others in a way you wouldn't do if they were present. So a lot of shit talking about people we claim we love. Complaining, talking about how other people should change. Not talking to the person we have an issue with, of course. Okay, but burning up the phone with, talking about them behind their back. Catching yourself obsessing about what ifs, if only, if they would only do this, if they'd only say that, if they'd only agree to this, right? Kind of ruminating about what other people should be doing. Noticing your inclination to be a little controlling or manipulative. Again, a lot of time, calculating, setting up a situation, if this, then, trying to make everything work out. Starting to interpret a significant other and assume you know more about them than they know about themselves. A lot of us do this. We actually believe we know the other person so well, right? That we always know what they're really thinking. And sometimes we do. We do know them pretty well. But it's interesting how arrogant we get about that. Comparisons. You start comparing yourself to other people. I can't do it, or if I can only be like her, or if I was as smart, or if I was as, skillful, if I was as good an athlete. Lots of comparisons, right? Up or down. I'm better than, less than. Self neglect, again, can't say that one enough. Jealousy, ooh, that's the better one. And she uses jealousy to mean protecting the supply, right? I'm protecting the supply, meaning my attachment. So I'm like peeing on their leg to make sure that everybody knows they're mine, right? So I get a little controlling. What's going on with their phone? Who are they talking to? As soon as they go to the shower, I go through their text. Mine. All or nothing thinking, again, good, bad, right, or wrong, and then anything that's personal to you that you could add, okay? So maybe you have your own weirdness you throw in there. Okay. What's the solution? She says committed, conscious, and cooperative relationships. We both make a commitment, a willingness to stay and deal with what the problem is. Show up. Suit up and show up. Deal with it. Don't put your head in the sand. Willingness for both people to change. Both people take a look at their part. It's one of the reasons I love recovering couples, because they both have that language. What's my part? What can I do? And a willingness for people to be emotionally honest, which is not easy. Tell the truth. This is how I'm affected when you do this. This is how it affects me when this happens. This is how it feels when you say this. This is how it, feels when you don't come home or you call late. Right? Own it. Own what comes out of your mouth. Conscious, to the degree to which people are aware of their behavior and their motivations. That applies some internal working model knowledge, right? It means that I have like an internal observer that we've been talking about now for weeks. I can observe how I sound, how I walk, how I talk. I observe my impact on other people, and I can own it. And I can make amends when I need to. And then cooperation, a willingness to help each other in the healing process so that we can freely teach and learn from each other instead of withholding information and then using it to manipulate you later. Right? I got a secret. All right. And the last piece of this is forgiveness. It says in big letters. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. You're not going to forget trauma, and you're not going to forget how people have hurt you and abandoned you. It's like in my book, right? I'm not going to forget that I lost all those years with the business with the guy that ran off with the bimbo. I'm not going to forget. However, forgiveness means to stop being angry or resentful against someone and use our energy differently in more healthy ways. So why do we stay angry? Because it really is a choice, okay? Well, it helps us feel more powerful, right? It helps us feel like, anger makes us feel like we can puff up like a rooster, right? Makes us feel bigger. Keeps us connected to the other person. Why? Because when I'm pissed off at you, I think about you a lot. When I'm angry at you, I'm ruminating about you, thinking about you, talking about you. It's like we're still in the relationship, even if I haven't seen you in 2 years. It keeps other people away, right? It's like a force field. Angry people have like a force field. Protects us from feeling depressed and lonely. Because if I wasn't angry all the time, maybe I'd be really kind of sad. I'd be kind of weepy. My energy would drop. Being angry gives me energy, pushes me forward. And in fact, one of the good uses of anger is it can compel us to take action, right? I mean, we wouldn't have social justice without anger. We wouldn't have civil rights. We wouldn't have gay rights. We wouldn't have had, HIV treatment unless people got mad and they said enough. So anger is not a bad emotion. I mean, it's sometimes a really helpful emotion. It's when we stew in it that it ruins our adrenal system, our immune system, makes us sick. So the key to forgiving others and letting the anger heal is forgiving ourselves. And so a lot of the anger is about, I could have, I would have, I should have, I'm such a stupid ass, I should have never done that, how could I let that happen? Blaming ourselves, beating ourselves up. So she says the key here is to accept ourselves and others as we are. Most of us are doing the best we can with what we got. And no, it's not always good enough. And it is not acceptable. And it's not okay. Okay? Well, what somebody did to you was not okay. It also comes from being who they are. Right? Like I'm expecting you to not be a scorpion, but you are a scorpion. I mean, the way we protect ourselves in life is to see people as they really are. Not through filtered lenses. It includes telling the truth about ourselves. Given who I was then, given what I knew about me then, given my codependency there that I didn't even know I had, of course I treated my husband like that. Of course I was reacting to my kids like that. I didn't even know. You can't know what you don't know. All right? Forgiving doesn't change the other person anyway. It changes us. Right? The fact that you're angry 5 years, 10 years, 15 years later doesn't affect them at all. Okay? Doesn't bother them at all. So, there you go. Approaches to recovery. Take care, and I will see you next week.